Hey, this is Sasha, and I want to welcome you to a little bit of a different video. And in here, I want to share with you the behind-the-scenes kind of footage or insight to our Options Mastery Iron Condor course that we're going to launch here very soon. Now, this course, I will tell you, is very detailed. It's a little bit more for intermediate kind of traders or people who are a little more than the basics of just getting started with options. If you're just getting started with options, I would definitely take a look at one of our other courses, either the first one, the basics one, the foundation one, or the Mastering Vertical Spreads course. And that'll give you kind of a nice solid foundation. Now, options are very difficult if you don't go through courses and training materials, I believe, because they're much more difficult to learn from books because there's so many elements that go in to learning options. So that's why we have very detailed courses that I wanted to produce for you guys in this subject matter. So with that in mind, I want to take a look behind the scenes of what this course is going to have, along with the duration of some of these modules, so that way you can get an inside look as we go and do our survey here next week. Then you can get an inside look of, well, what are you willing to pay for the course, or what do you think it's worth, or what's your suggested value for the course? It'll be something that you can vote on and kind of influence the price a little bit, as we'll get some feedback from everyone, and then we'll go ahead and determine what a nice promotion would be and a fair price in that regard. So let's go behind the scenes and take a look here. I want to share with you all these modules. I got these back from our video editor that finished and completed these things, and now they're uploaded to the server. There's quite a bit of modules here. As you can see, we got module 1 through all the way 33, really, which you can't see from there. But the duration, as you can see, some are very short, 8 minutes. Some we have 20 minutes. Some are an hour long. So some of these are very lengthy indeed here as we look into this duration section right here. So here we go through some of the basics. Module 1 through about 14 is just going to be laying down the framework and foundation for the Iron Condors. And then as we go into 15 to 32, we go into trades. And what we do there is reverse the trades from, let's say, 50 days. We start the trade out, then we'll go 49, 48, 47. And we do kind of like a 5-minute recap every day that we're in that trade. Now, some trades are shorter, so we don't do the recap for all the way to day 0. We'll just do the recap maybe for 10 or 15 days. So that's really what the course is all about, is to give you good trade examples. I believe there's 9 trade examples, with 2 of them going all the way to expiration and a handful of them closing them out early, some for profits. Overall, if you take a look at the course, I believe it is about 19 hours in total. So as we take a look here, it's 88 gigabytes there. So yeah, about 19 hours in total for the course as far as the length. So it's very detailed, and part of that is, of course, these trade examples. Of course, we do have about 12, 13 hours just of initial training, and for those we go partly on screen and partly on paper. So I'll show you here what it looks like. So we get the course going as we open it up. Of course, there's the disclaimer. And as we go into trading Iron Condors, there's going to be kind of a, always an intro section. And then we have, things that we'll do on screen on paper. And as we go on paper, then we'll also go to the trade screen. So there will be some examples, so that way you can see, okay, what is the theory or the technical process behind it on paper? But then we also go on screen on a platform. Okay, so we do both of those things, so that way you can see what it looks like on screen. Okay, so we do that for a handful of modules here at the beginning. So some of these we'll talk about the neutrality of Iron Condors as well. So we'll break it down here in different quadrants. What is a little more bullish? What is a little more bearish? Where is really the middle of Iron Condors, because it's not right in the center. We'll talk about volatility here with trading Iron Condors. What happens when volatility goes up, when volatility goes down, what happens to those. We'll talk about Greeks, the neutrality of Greeks. So again, all these things, we get into really detailed things. It's not just a 5 or 10 minute YouTube video that, we just cover the basics. This is really, if you want detailed information, if you really want to understand what's happening, this is what this course is about. Okay, we're trying to stack more value so that people who are motivated to learn and want to really understand this subject, that's what we're about in this course. And then of course we do the same thing on screen, so that way you can get an idea of what it really looks like on screen. I also go ahead and present kind of a zoomed in version, which you can see just right above here. As we go through the course, a zoomed in version of my mouse. So if you have trouble seeing things, then that should also help you out as well. So all these modules 1 through 14, are really just detailed modules on training and getting your education and foundation down when it comes to kind of the basics of iron condors. What's the right time to get into an iron condor, the day of the week? You know, we talk about how many days to go and why. What are you looking for when it comes to volatility? And then I'll pinpoint some of those things out on screen as far as probabilities go as well. So we're constantly going through this process of really breaking these trades down step by step, okay? Now, eventually, as we finish up some of these educational sections, we're going to get into putting on some real trades there on the simulated platform. Now, on those trades, what we do is, I'll just show you a quick example here. Let's say with Amazon, on one of these trade examples, we'll go ahead and we start it out. And what I do is, you can see we start out the trade, kind of planning the trade out. It might be 49 days, it might be 55 days. We start the trade out with so many days to go, and then we go through the process and we start reviewing that position. Okay, so I show you, why would I get into this trade? What am I looking at? What is the chart telling me? You know, how would I do the setup? How many contracts do I go in that amount of days? And then as the days kind of count down and go backwards, let's say we get into 45 days, well, it shows you right there. So you can see on screen here, well, how is that position doing? So take a look. For example, in this position right here, we have Apple, Amazon, Caterpillar, and RUT that we've so far put on. Now our Apple position is up $115 or $30 for the day. I talk about Amazon, which is what we just kind of put on, $22.50 kind of for the day. Caterpillar we put on already at that time, down $27 for the day, or down 13 overall. And you can see here the Russell up $2.50 or 160 overall on the portfolio. So you can see we're up about $260 overall on that portfolio by the time we hit kind of 45 days. And that's what we do, is we go through this process. Okay, and I show you some of the iron condors as we're looking to kind of make some little tweaks and adjustments. As you can see, well, do I want to shift and add a few more verticals, maybe on the left or the right side, the put side, the call side? Why am I thinking about this? What am I looking at? Where would I make that adjustment? This is what this course is about. And it shows you trade by trade how many days I'm out, why I'm thinking about that with that many days to go. And this is what we do. Here's 43 days to go. So again, let's go take a look at maybe a little bit further out. You can see here would be the second video, 38 days to go here on the Amazon position. So you can see there's 38 days to go, and we're up about $195 there on that spread or that trade with just one contract there. And it just shows you, okay, what am I looking at? What would I do if the stock went to the left or down? What would I do if the stock went to the right or a little bit up? Where would I make that adjustment point? That's what this course is really all about. It's showing you that nitty-gritty and those details. And we do this for multiple trades. We do this for, let's say, an Apple trade right here. How would I do that setup for different types of stocks? What ranges am I looking at on the charts, on the screens? You know, and then we go ahead and set up kind of the trade and the position. And you can see right here, okay, well, with this one, I did 10 contracts. And you can see by day 43, I'm already up about, I believe, what, 227? It might be that the time value was adjusted as well, meaning we shifted time forward. But right here, no, about 120. Okay, so about $120 there from the open. So this is because we've pared down some of those positions. So you can see we went from 10 earlier to about 6. So we took some profits because things were doing well. And why did I take profits? So we talk about those things as well. So there's a lot of things we get into, from Apple trade to a Tesla trade to a McDonald's trade. You can see here, this one I believe is actually a different kind of iron condor. It's buying an iron condor, which actually looks like kind of an inverted butterfly, but it's still an iron condor because we have a 4-leg spread. All we did was really just put the 150s kind of together on the calls and puts. So that's why it looked like a triangle. But I talk about some of these more kind of advanced strategies where you can make money if the stock moves down or up, as long as it moves. Otherwise, you're kind of in this sea of death. So that's another one we talk about. So we get into a lot of these things within the course, and it's a lot of detail and material. So again, 19 hours worth of content, material, and we're wrapping up the study guide and doing the sales page as well. So you can see all of these trades that you're going to be getting an inside look. And here actually even on Netflix that we take all the way to expiration. So you can see here's 11 days to go, and you can see how that position would look. Of course, we started out with more contracts and we're slowly paring things down. And then some of these things we're going to leave on the trade, or leave it to expiring or taking it off. And I'll let you know why I would take it off a little bit earlier. So this is what we do in this course, and we cover a lot of ground, from the foundation to learning and understanding iron condors, which is what we do here in these beginning modules. Okay, so all these beginning modules, we're talking about the right time to get in, how to allocate your capital, what's the theory behind, putting on your trades 40 days, 30 days, what are you looking to do? And then eventually we get into simulated trades, where when you're looking at those trades, we go backwards from 55 days to 54, 53, 52. And that's how those videos were recorded, is that every day I sat down, just gave you my thoughts and insights to the trade, what happened, and so on and so forth. So that way you could get an inside look to overall the course, how things were progressing, how things were moving, if things look bad, or if things look good. Because a lot of people, they'll make a course like this and they'll only show you the good trades. But the problem is anybody can put on an iron condor trade and set it and forget it. And then if it's good, great, it worked out, you made money. But if it's bad, well, you don't know what to do. And that's the thing about trading options or iron condors, is that you need to know what to do when you get in trouble. And this is what this course helps you see, those things. It helps you show you different variations and things that you could do. So now you have a bigger picture and perspective in mind of, hey, well, I have an opportunity to do this, I could do that, and I could do this. If a stock is moving this way, I could potentially hedge in this way or that way. So that's what this course is about. It's about opening up your mind to trading a lot differently, in a different way, and seeing where the problem areas could lie. So anyways, I just wanted to share with you a quick little insight behind the scenes here on this Iron Condor course as we get closer to the launch of this course. I want you to keep an eye out for the survey, so that way you could go ahead and kind of vote on your price, or suggest a price that we can take into consideration. And you'll be able to do that by making sure you're on the newsletter list by clicking this button right here. And if you're on there, you'll get our weekly newsletters as well. Now, if you just want to hang out on YouTube and catch some of our other videos, just make sure you subscribe right there, and stay tuned for future videos that are upcoming. Anyways, thanks again for joining me. I hope you enjoy your weekend ahead, and I'll see you